Bobby, if you could just translate that and simplify that for us, this switch to POS, and what that might mean for Bitcoin, which we can get to a bit later on.
Yes, good morning. So POS stands for proof of stake. Proof of stake is a mechanism for consensus. So again, we're talking about Ethereum. Ethereum is the second most popular cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. And this week, Ethereum just went through its big test, the third test of the switch over. It's called the Gurley test, and they successfully completed that merge test. And now Ethereum, the cryptocurrency, is now scheduled for the upgrade merge next month in mid-September. So this is the most highly anticipated event in the world of Ethereum and cryptocurrency.
Bobby, what does it actually change? Give us a sense of that.
Yeah, so again, proof of stake is a consensus mechanism. So people may have heard the other version of that is called proof of work, POW. So Bitcoin started 13 years ago, invented the consensus mechanism called proof of work. Now remember, these digital decentralized currencies are decentralized in the sense that there's no central authority, no central body controlling what's right or wrong on the currency blockchain. And the way they sort out what's right and wrong is through a consensus mechanism. So in Bitcoin's case, it uses proof of work. In fact, when Ethereum started, it also used proof of work. And then now, about 7-8 years after Ethereum launched, it's now switching over to proof of stake. And this has been highly anticipated. It's been delayed multiple times over the last 3 years. And it's finally happening. So the Ethereum world, the whole world of smart contracts and DeFi and all the digital cryptocurrency enthusiasts are very excited about this upgrade.
What would be deemed success for this upgrade then, Bobby, to you? Is it that
yes,
if you switch from proof of work, proof of stake, that it becomes more decentralized Ether? And therefore, does that actually, in a significant way, maybe start to allow people to look at Bitcoin a little bit less and maybe Ether more? I mean, how do you think that changes the whole dynamics of the crypto industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. So decentralization is still critical. And in the case of proof of work versus proof of stake, in the proof of work original method, people using machines called miners, these quote-unquote miners, would use machines to do computations around the world to help secure the blockchain that runs Ethereum. And that's what's happening on Bitcoin as well. Now, as there are critics of this who say that they waste a lot of energy, spending energy on the machines, electricity and all that. So with proof of stake, the new mechanism does not require the miners to run these computers, powerful computers anymore. Instead, there's a group of people who have Ethereum, who stake their Ethereum, who put it down, and it comes to like a vote, kind of consensus voting mechanism. So the more Ethereum you have that you stake down, the more voting you have. And through this mechanism, the whole consortium can decide what's the right way to move forward for Ethereum. And they're switching over from proof of work to proof of stake. And the idea is to save energy. Supposedly, this will save 99.7% of the global energy used by Ethereum for mining. It will all be reduced, and then it'll be good for the environment. That's the idea.
Yeah, we'll see the proof in the pudding on that one, Bobby. But I want to, last time we talked a couple of months ago, you were having a bit of, let's say, a downer on crypto, particularly a Bitcoin. You were saying it may go down to 18,000. You were saying if it breached that, it would go down even perhaps further. Where do you stand right now, and how have things really evolved for you? Because we've seen it just perhaps hold up at that 19,000 level. That was a low.
Yeah, so I was just to set the record, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's just that I think last time I was on the show, I was worried about the price. Short term, there's price correction. And compared to then, Bitcoin, Ethereum have both come up, more than 20% in price. And I think the call for bear market, that might be premature. We'll see, right? If the bear market doesn't materialize, you could easily see Bitcoin, Ethereum go back up towards their previous highs, especially with this upcoming upgrade for Ethereum. This is very important for the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Everyone's anticipating it. On the other hand, if there really is a bear market, I think it's a short-term, 1 to 2 year affair, and that's just to set the stage for a big new super rally in the coming years.
I mean, Bobby, then it takes us back to the initial premise of the conversation. Would you be in favor, say, everyone's saying it's such a good thing for Ether right now, would you be in favor of switching Bitcoin to proof of stake? Why or why not?
Yeah, that's a great question. Once we have seen a successful upgrade to proof of stake for Ethereum, I think the spotlight will turn to Bitcoin for sure, and that will be a very, very fierce debate. There are many hardcore Bitcoin people who don't want to see the change for Bitcoin and want to keep it at proof of work, and yet there are people who will come out and say that proof of stake is better for the environment and so on and so forth. I'm withholding judgment. I'm going to wait and see how the POS upgrade for Ethereum goes. And also to point out to audience, fundamentally, Bitcoin and Ethereum are different. Even though they're routinely lumped into the same bucket as decentralized cryptocurrency. But the reality is that they're quite different because Bitcoin is more about money as underlying asset class, and whereas Ethereum is more about a global computation system, like a global internet computer system that will run smart contracts and help process these smart contract transactions that enables DeFi, NFTs, and all these tokens that run on the Ethereum network. So fundamentally, Bitcoin and Ethereum are used very, very differently. It does take some experience and knowledge to understand the nuances I'm describing. And for that matter, that's not critical that Bitcoin has to follow Ethereum for its consensus there. They can be different, and right now they're apparently going in different directions at this point.
Yeah, I think, Bobby, you mentioned how sentiment is looking a little bit better when it comes to the crypto markets right now. I know you've been focusing on this crackdown on Tornado Cash. I just wonder, how far do you think regulators can really go when it comes to cracking down with some of these companies right now? And what are your take on all that?
Yeah, so Tornado Cash is what they call a mixing service that allows people with Ethereum tokens and other tokens on the Ethereum network to anonymously mix it up, so that sometimes people use it for dirty money laundering, sometimes people use it for privacy. So there are good uses and there are bad uses. And what's recently happened in the last week is that the U.S. regulators have definitively called out Tornado Cash as illicit service, and they've banned the formal exchanges and companies from interfacing with Tornado Cash. So a lot of people who have previously either received payments from Tornado Cash or who have personally used Tornado Cash, those accounts are now barred from using, for example, USDC stablecoin and potentially many other exchanges and services in the US and Western world. So this is in my opinion, it's a whack-a-mole. Just because they sort of crack down on Tornado Cash, but the reality is the criminals still exist in the world, right? So the criminals will just find new ways to launder their money, and today it's Tornado Cash, tomorrow it's something else. So it's a whack-a-mole. I'm not sure if it will ever come to a clean state that the regulators truly want.